If friends were money, I'd rather have 4 quarters than all these pennies. I mean, when you look at a pile of coins, you'll first pick out the ones with the most value. And then when it comes to pennies, I'm sure we've all done it. We'll all try to find the cleanest ones, the ones that seemingly have the best reputation. Maybe, they're cooler, they're newer, they just nice to look at, they're pleasing. And we all tend to leave the ones that maybe aren't so clean out of the pile. We don't want to look older. We don't want to associate them with all that. But I also think, if you're logically going to pay for something, you wouldn't pay $1 with 100 pennies. You'd pay them with 4 quarters.
Yeah, I mean, because if you think about it and you feel them, 4 quarters weighs a lot less than carrying 100 pennies.
Despite having a higher value.
Yeah.
That's where we're going with this. When it comes to having, choosing out your friends, you have to really be careful because these are the people you are going to spend all your time with.
Yeah.
I mean,
especially in school.
School.
You're around them,
you're around these people influence you,
Mm-hmm.
You're going to games with these people, you're eating out with these people, you're talking with these people. Their mindset, their life sort of intervenes with yours.
Yeah.
And so it's important that we don't, put too much of negative, dirty energy into our minds. And the best way to do that is choose quality over quantity. Now, this doesn't mean having all these people are bad.
Yeah.
I mean,
you don't have to have less friends.
You don't have to have less friends. I mean, look at them. You just think about it. You have your close friends, and your close friends are surrounded by all these people. You have to be careful with who you surround your inner circle with, because who they're around, it's going to affect you. Yeah. It's going to affect your friends. It's going to affect your family. And there's nothing wrong with all these pennies. They still have value.
Yeah.
They still have value.
Everything holds value.
Everything has value. We're not saying that, anyone is lesser than anyone else. We're saying there are people for you and there are people for other people. So I guess what I'm trying to say is just because you have all these pennies doesn't mean that they're the right form of payment. It doesn't mean that they're right for you. This penny has worth. Maybe you'll need something from this person. Let's talk in terms of people now. Maybe one day you'll need something from this person, and there's nothing wrong with keeping them around. I mean, they're still a person.
They can still have something for you. You can do something for them.
Exactly, and even maybe the ones that aren't the cleanest, they don't have the brightest, whatever, but they're still a person.
Yeah, they still have worth.
You can still give something to them, and they can still, give something to you.
But they shouldn't be all you surround yourself with.
Exactly. Because
who you're around brushes off on you.
Yes, exactly. So it's definitely important to make sure you keep an eye on the people you surround yourself with. And there is nothing wrong with being a little picky about the people you hang out with. There's nothing wrong with that. We're not saying cut everyone off and all this.
But I also think it's better to have those good quality friends because you also then have a higher chance of staying good friends with them.
Yes,
for
sure.
Because you can have these acquaintances that you're around, but that doesn't mean they're going to stick around you. I mean, if you're not putting an effort to be around them, they're not going to stick with you. You're going to move on with your life, and they're going to go away. But if you find the people around you that have good quality that you want to stay around.
Good quality. They have more things to offer.
They have your kind of quality. If you want to find the people who have the same.
Who can make you better.
Who can make you better, and that you can make them better as well.
Welcome to the Ascetic Mind podcast.
One of the things that we've really learned while doing this podcast is communication is really key.
Yes.
For this.
Yeah. Communicating this is obviously a really not difficult, but it's definitely something we have to navigate through with each other.
Yes, because, I mean, the only way we're able to come up with anything to talk about is by communicating.
Yeah.
So
since this is like really opinion-based,
yes,
experience-based, we have our own thoughts. We're not always on the same page.
Yes. And I think that's what helps this be more natural.
For sure. Because even though, we do try to talk in advance about what sort of thing we're gonna talk about on here, we also want it to be as natural as possible, but we don't want to just say something like, oh, why did you say that?
Yeah, we don't want to say something that's like, oh, probably shouldn't have said that. Yeah. So we try and keep it on topic as much as we can.
And communicating, it's definitely a bit of a hassle, because maybe sometimes I'll say something. I have more of a mouth than she does, but sometimes I'll say something and she'll be like, please reword that.
Okay, and so then I'm like, okay, I'm gonna just jump in here and clarify some things, because I'm like,
calm down. But
I don't want to get in trouble.
But that's only possible because we built this trust.
Yes.
We have a trust built around each other.
And we definitely built that communication as part of our atmosphere with each other.
Yes.
A lot of our communication is our atmosphere.
You have to find people who can be honest with you. You can't just, be like, oh, I wanna have good friends. I wanna have good communications. I want someone who is friends with me like how they're friends. And
you also shouldn't expect them to be the first one to do it.
Exactly.
If you want that, find somebody and, be honest with them, communicate with them.
I feel like for us, it was sort of strange because this sort of, our minds sort of just sinks on their own. I don't really know how it all happened, but when we first... I
don't even remember, actually.
When we first started this, I think... the first idea for our business wasn't a podcast.
No,
it wasn't a podcast. Not. I was really bored. One day, and I've always been interested in like business and stuff. Even like I'd be like 11 years old, sitting on the coffee table while my mom's on the couch, and I was like, Mom, there's a Ferrari outside. Why don't we have one?
Asking the real questions.
Asking the real questions. And so it was. I don't know, it was like this I don't know, December or January, and I call Anna. I think this is when we were starting to become like a lot more of a friend group.
We were starting to talk a lot more.
Yeah, at school, because we had a lot of classes together. And so she had said something to me at school, like we were just talking, and I was like,
I was kind of more saying it as a joke, where I was just like, oh, see, I can do this. Because I do lots of craft stuff. And so I was like, what if I...
No, it wasn't that. It wasn't your skill. It was something you said, and I really liked what she said. It was like some sort of mindset thingy she said. You said something. I don't know what you said.
I don't remember either.
You said something, and I was like, And so I came home, and I was starting to just like working on my own thingy, and then I was like, you know what? I don't want to do this on my own. I want to do this with someone. I need someone who I can succeed with, because for me, I love seeing people succeed.
I forget what your first thought was. Was that like golf balls?
Yes! Oh my goodness!
It was like cleaning golf balls.
Yes. So I had this idea. I was like, there's a golf course nearby, and I was like, you know what? We should go collect like stray and like sell them, because people will buy that. And it's not like it's not like we're gonna be spending anything. We're just collecting.
We're just collecting them, like the ones that are like we take like a fishing net.
So I called Anna and I was like, Anna, I kind of want to like start a business. Are you down?
And I was like, and so I said there, I was like, oh, I was actually just thinking about that, because
not the golf balls, the business part.
Because then going back to like, I did a lot of craft stuff, so I was like, what if I took those and I like made stuff and like sold them? And so then we were talking about that, and we were like, okay, well now golf balls is kind of stupid.
Okay, now that we're talking this out,
it's like that was kind of a dumb first thought of yes, let's clean golf balls.
Yeah. Okay. How did we go from golf balls to a podcast?
I don't know. Something got figured out there.
Anyway, what was it? Where was I going with this? Yes, synchronizing our minds or something.
Yeah.
Anyway, but so I called Anna and I was like, Anna, I kind of want to start a business. Yap. A couple months of discussion.
Yeah.
We were like, okay, let's start an accessory business.
And
that didn't work out.
One night, randomly, we were like up really late and we were just talking about that, figuring out stuff.
Yeah, we were, and then we knew we wanted to do something, and we really tried to, we would hang out, if you've been watching the podcast, you know that we've hang out.
We started planning days specifically that we hang out.
Yeah, we had an entire planner in Notion that had everything planned. We had a solid plan. We didn't know how to utilize funds and stuff.
And how to start it. Really.
And how to start it.
We knew we needed to get stuff.
And our biggest problem was niche, to find an audience to sell to.
Yes.
Especially since we can't really do much online because of restrictions and stuff.
Yes.
And we really wanted to do it on our own.
Yes.
So then I don't know where the thought came from, but I just like talking. And so I texted Anna and I was like, we should start a podcast.
Yeah.
And I don't know why.
I think it's because also throughout that, when we were working on that,
we would talk a lot.
We were talking a lot, discussing figuring stuff out, and so I think that's kind of what triggered that. Yeah,
maybe that we have the same
because
mindset.
Over time we kind of were not doing much about it because we didn't have time to.
We didn't have time. We didn't know what.
We didn't know what to do, and we didn't know how much time we'd have or how long it would take. So then we realized
we need to start.
We just mainly talk a lot when we hang out.
So but it wasn't just distraction talk.
Yeah,
it wasn't I'd call her over and
we'd find good topics to talk about and we'd just talk about them.
And then I think that's when I started thinking, I wish we filmed a lot of our conversations because we had such good conversations.
Yeah. And I think that kind of triggered a lot of we did actually talk a lot about mindset.
We did,
because we talked a lot about our mindset.
We were saying if we want to start a business, we have to
have the
be
good
punctual.
Mindset.
We have to be on time. We have to meet the deadlines. We actually have to execute stuff.
Yeah.
And
I think that's
really but we were only really able to do that by holding ourselves accountable. It would be we missed this Friday. We have to meet this week. We haven't
to make sure or plan some other day available this next week so we can talk about it.
Yeah, and so that was only possible. One, we had really good association. We had support from there's a little group of us, so we had support from our friends. We had support from our family. We made sure we were surrounded by people who would definitely help us pursue this. My father was supportive of it. Her parents were really supportive of it. And I think that's an important thing to realize is that you have to really take into perspective the people you surround yourself with when it comes to
it was very much for us, it was the accountability factor, our communication, and the atmosphere that is set because of that.
We decided that we would primarily do things if in one place. So when it comes to filming our podcast, we're still trying to figure out a good solid place to, where we can be constant with it. And
times, because I think we've both been generally.
Yeah, it's been a busy season.
Yeah.
But that's no excuse.
And we're still getting into it, so we're still figuring stuff out as well as we go.
Yeah.
Another thing is you don't need a friend group or other friends to create an atmosphere.
You should be comfortable with sitting by yourself, taking yourself out on dates, hugging yourself, just be your best friend. Why are you I do understand. I actually do understand, but don't torture yourself. Do not be your worst enemy. You cannot help others if you cannot help yourself. And
because how are you helping them if you can't help yourself, right?
Sometimes this is, in all seriousness, I see people struggle. And it's they're so toxic to themselves. And they get soothed by helping others. I do get that. That's a situation for a lot of people. But I feel like the comfort you are trying to let onto other people, that's not good comfort. Especially if you yourself are not in the mind to help them. And sometimes it's just some people just have like really bleeding hearts, and they just want to prove themselves something. Like maybe they don't want to feel sad all the time. Some people just don't. They don't want to feel it, but they do anyway.
Yeah.
And some people are so toxic to themselves, and it kills me every time.
And helping them is also hard too.
Helping them is also hard,
Especially if they're like you said, if they're the type of person who wants to help others, trying to help them is hard because they don't want to help themselves.
Exactly.
Or like somebody that we've seen, that we've been around, and like we were really trying to help them.
So I think we don't want to get too deeply into this just because it was a really personal matter, but I feel like it's a good thing to put an example out. So, as you know, there's 2 more of us behind the scenes, which I hope we can bring them on to
that
hear.
Would be awesome.
That would be awesome to see all 4 of us. Yeah. So there's 4 of us, and we had a lot of classes together last year, and so there was this other person in those classes that there was one person in one class that all of us had, and think of it like this. You have that one kid in your school, just academically smart. The teachers love him. People enjoy his company. You can really learn a lot from them. He's like the type of person everyone goes on to say he's going to go on and do big things.
Like very talkative.
Very outgoing. And it's not annoying in a type of way, but like the type of person that everyone just sort of gravitates towards.
Yeah.
That's the kind of person this person was.
Yeah.
Fast forward
you could really learn something from this person.
Yes. I learned a lot from this person before everything had happened.
For sure.
I think we'll just call the situation everything that happened.
Yeah.
And so, fast forward going into high school, this person just became so
closed off, almost in a way.
It still like boggles my mind, and
because they were very, very talkative. Like you knew them.
There was, oh my gosh, like we definitely all had. We really wanted to help this person. This person was also starting. I'm not gonna get too much into it, or else it's gonna be really obvious. But it was definitely becoming a conflict with one of our friends, and so we needed to step in. Like that's how bad the situation was getting, and we got help from, and we talked to someone, and there was a moment where it was just the 4 of us, and that person that we were talking to it was like a professional help person, and so we were talking. It was the 4 of us, and he was asking about the kid, and I think I was sitting right in front of him, and I was just saying, I don't know what the heck happened to this kid.
It was like a complete switch.
And
really,
it's like I was convinced he would be some sort of, like, I'm down convinced he would have been amazing at the field he was in, and everything just turned off. Like he was a complete 180.
Yeah. So it was like a completely different person almost.
And we I don't even know where to go with this anymore. It just makes me wordless every single time that he was the type of person you want to surround yourself with. And all of a sudden, everything just turned off.
And we really tried to help them too. I think that's kind of the point.
That was the point that we were trying to make. Like, you can have someone, even if they were one of the best people you knew, something will happen in their life and everything will just completely change one day.
Basically, to say is that person's atmosphere completely changed, honestly.
Yeah. Their atmosphere changed, and then as soon as their atmosphere changed, their association changed. I would go as far to say as they have lost any of the good people they were around. You know what I'm trying to say? Like the good the influences
around. Yeah, the
around
good influences around that person kind of just disappeared.
Because no one wanted to be associated with the things they started doing.
Mm-hmm.
And that was, I feel like, also a big thing into reputation that I had talked about. You know, you really have to protect yourself. And that all goes back to the people, we bring out the pennies again, people you hang out with. So we've got 2 of these dirty pennies, got our clean pennies, and then you're just sort of, you can think of yourself as the center of, the people, your atmosphere, that's your solar system, okay? Yeah. You can think of yourself as the sun. I don't care what people say. Think of yourself as the sun and just look at the things around you. Is your moon shining bright? Is your, I don't know, asteroid about to hit? Like, protect yourself, And I constantly think about that. I don't know if you guys do, because that was sort of a thing, but I constantly think about that. And for me,
I think for me it was more, I just didn't know them as well. I knew the situation of everything that happened, but like I didn't know them well enough to be
really
able to really be like, this is mind-boggling. Which, I mean, still from what I know, it was certainly something.
It didn't affect me in any mental way, but it really did change my perspective so much. Because at that point, I was stuck between helping a person who everyone used to really, talk to and talk about, to being stuck
in a good way.
Yeah, in a good way.
Yeah.
So I was stuck between helping that person and helping my friend, because obviously they were not doing the right thing anymore. And I really wanted to bring him back up, because I'm telling you, so much, they had so much potential. And it's just insane that ends up being some people's story.
Yeah.
And so I think I really wanted to talk about association, because even when I was younger, I was so desperate into trying to prove to people that I am something. Like, I'm not whatever you perceive me as. I'm also a person. I'm sorry if I come off. A lot of people will say I come off strong, bossy, mean. I don't know.
Yeah, some people say that.
A lot of people say that.
Well,
you don't need to sugarcoat it.
Yeah.
I know what people say behind my back. I'm very well aware of it. And if that's the way I come off, I can't really do anything about it other than say, I'm sorry that that's the version of me you see.
Yeah, I mean, because that's really what it is. Like, you put off an atmosphere.
I put off an atmosphere, but
and
when
whether people like that or not, that's kind of
that's their choice.
That's how they see you.
If they see me as one of these pennies rather than one of these quarters, that is completely up to them.
Yeah, and I think that's also, as well, like, you shouldn't care if they see you as a penny or a quarter.
Yeah,
too much.
I know, especially with the people I am surrounded by, they know me. They know my story. They know what They know what.
They know your values. And
if you talk to Anna about me, like, in a way, like, she's not gonna just, be like trying to defend me or anything. If you talk to Anna about me, she'll tell you something completely other than you've heard. And
it's because everyone perceives differently.
Because I don't know. I would say I'm one of those people that aren't really perceived as the way I actually am. If you talk,
I think actually part of that is because a lot of people, they just see like the surface level. I think that's a lot of how some perception works.
Because I'm also really active on social media and stuff.
You see the surface level of people most of the time. So you'll only really know whether to you they're like a quarter or a penny if you really get to like know who they are under all of that.
It's a judgmental society. I'm not going to blame anyone for seeing me a sort of way. It sucks.
Yeah, it sucks.
I'll get over it. It's okay.
Yeah.
I don't care.
Well, I mean, that's the thing is you shouldn't really care too much because you'll find the people who see you wouldn't say right way.
I've been waiting for that for so long.
Yeah.
This is going to be a little bit of a longer podcast. I'm starting to see the time, but that's okay. But okay, when I was middle school was horrid for me.
Rough.
I think for you, for you too.
Yeah.
You too. Middle school was horrid.
I think that's because it's literally middle school. It's the middle point between everything.
Yes.
Yes.
It's just no one tried to get to know me, especially because I switched schools. And that's when we started going to the same school. I don't know. You can say whatever people said. I don't really know what they said. I know what, like, the type of things they were saying. I don't know what they were saying. But it's just, I never found a group of people until I got into a bigger pond. And that was, for me, that's when I met Anna, and that's when, you sort of started realizing, you start realizing these things when you get into a bigger group of people. It's okay. It's okay if it's okay that you're not the way they want you to be. It's okay if you don't fit into a norm. It's okay if you come up a little stronger, chaotic, or bossy, even if people see you as a micromanager or whatever. It's fine. It's fine. Because, we need people like that to tell the people who are completely shy. We need people like that to uplift other people. And there's nothing wrong with that. And people need to take a minute to hear me out.
Yes.
I feel like this just got personal. I'm sorry, but hear me out. But yeah. We'll catch you in the next episode.
Yes.
Bye. Bye.